road that you choose. Don't you give up walking, cause you ain't gonna choose. Come on! He's on down the road. Come on, man. He's on down the road. Don't you dare end up in that might be alone. Come on, he's on down the road.
My name is Michael Nerlinger. I'm with Coakley & Williams Hotel Management Company. We're proud to be part of this building that we're standing in right here. And I'd like to go through a process of some very interesting people that have played a part in the success and the opening of the property. I'd first of all like to introduce Mayor of Peekskill, Mayor Frank Catalina. Thank you.
Could you hold this for a second? Yeah. Just open that up. Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all here on this beautiful day for this great historic occasion. I'd just like to recognize members of my council, Kathy Talbot, Joe Torres, and I just want to thank George and Kathy and Evan and his entire family for making this investment in Peekskill and just having the faith in Peekskill. And I would like to, with all sincerity, thank the town of Cortland for their efforts to bring this hotel to Peekskill. I would like to just recognize a few people in the crowd that helped this take place today. Vincent Vesey Sr., who's a member of the IDA that ushered this project through, and the Peekskill Journey to Oz program, who's here, and they're fine performers. We welcome them. Of course, Stella, the trolley, sponsoring this fine food, and Ann Landau, a former member of the Cortland Town Board, was here, and of course, Mary Ellen McGurty, and a member of our planning board for many years. We thank her for her service. Rose Sanka for the beautiful cakes that she does, and Doug Glickert, president of the Peekskill Board of Education. One of the things that I ran on was the misplaced emphasis on taxes. And I want to pledge to you today that I will do everything in my power to repeal the hotel occupancy tax that's been unfairly targeting businesses such as this that come into Peekskill. I don't think we welcome them into Peekskill by slapping them with the hotel occupancy tax and making their job difficult. If you're clapping for that statement, I ask you to reach out to members of my council and urge them to join me in getting rid of that unfair tax. So, without further ado, I have this certificate of appreciation from the City of Peekskill to the Holiday Inn Express, that on behalf of the entire City of Peekskill, I wish to honor you today on the occasion of your grand opening and commend your organization for your outstanding vision, dedication, commitment to excellence, and your faith and trust in Peekskill and its future to invest in here. We wish you all great success. May God bless you, and God bless the City of Peekskill. Whoever talks should carry this one too.
I would like to now introduce County Legislator John Testa. John?
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here after all these years of this project. I want to thank and congratulate George and his family for being persistent, as George always says he would be. Actually, George has literally moved mountains to make this project happen. And it's a pleasure to be here. Back when I was still mayor, as my final months as mayor, George had not only approached me, but members of the city planning department, Vinny Vesey, the director of the IDA at the time, looking for usable property and possibly in the city of Peekskill. This property has been here many years, not on the tax rolls, and to get a property back on the tax rolls first and foremost is essential for the city of Peekskill. So thank you to George and his family and all his partners for making that happen. And it was a pleasure to be there for a short time in the beginning to make this project kick off the ground. And there's a couple people here I think need to be mentioned who were part of the economic development team when I was mayor that helped really work day in and day out with George. Brian Havranek and Dave Green are here. I think they are still here, hopefully. really helped make this happen. So it's a pleasure for me to be here. It's great to see. It's great for the city of Peekskill, great for the region. And on behalf of my colleagues at the County Board of Legislators, I want to present this to George and his family for the project that you have successfully completed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. And I did mess up. I pulled a political faux pas or whatever. I'd like to thank Mayor Catalina for joining us and being here with us. Thank you, sir. I'd also like to now bring Westchester County Director of Tourism and Film, Natasha Caputa. I love the Natasha. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just delighted to be here today on behalf of the county executive. The county executive, Rob Astorino, completely and fully recognizes the importance of the tourism industry as an economic driver. And I have here with me an official proclamation to present to George, the entire Holiday Inn team, and Coakley Williams Hotel Management for their commitment here in Westchester County. And therefore, I, Robert P. Astorino, County Executive of Westchester County, do hereby proclaim July 24th to be Holiday Inn Express and Suites Recognition Day in Westchester County in commemoration of the grand opening. Thank you.
Monica, can you bring a awards display box out here so we can put these things up? I'd like to invite up next, I'd like to invite the Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber Executive Director, Deb Malone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I have to say, George, I think this is the only time I've ever seen you in a suit. Okay? But it's good to see you, and congratulations. The Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber, their 450 members, are thrilled to have the Holiday Inn Express here in our community. The Hudson Valley region is one of the top tourist destinations, and having an additional hotel in our area will ensure that the visitors to our area can stay here and support our restaurants and our businesses and our shops. And the more traffic we get into our businesses, the better off we all are. So I thank you very much for taking the shot here, George. And with that, I also like to bring up somebody very special, the supervisor of the town of Cortland, Linda Puglisi.
Thank you so much. I'm very pleased and very proud to be here. And I want to congratulate George and his entire family for persevering and making this happen, because what's good for Peekskill is good for Cortland. So I want to thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. We all know how hard George works his entire life with this wonderful family. And this wonderful hotel is going to bring in a lot of jobs to the area. It's terrific for the economy, as Debbie said. And, you know, it didn't work out in Cortland, but that's fine. It's here. I congratulate the city of Peekskill. And we all know that our family members, our friends will be coming here and using this wonderful, fine, beautiful hotel. We'll be holding meetings here, right, Debbie? And I have a proclamation for you, George, if I may, from myself and my colleagues on the town board. And it's from Richard Becker, Frank Farrell, Debbie Costello, and Seth Freach, in recognition of the grand opening of the Holiday Inn Express and Suites. The community wishes you and your business the best of luck and all the best for the future.
Thank you very much. Let me take these from you. Watch it, don't trip.
Okay. Careful.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to bring somebody dear to me up, and he's the president of Coakley & Williams Hotel Management Company, Gary Williams.
Thank you so much for being here. This is such a tremendous event to have this here together with you all. But most importantly, I want to recognize not just George, but also his lovely wife, Kathy, beautiful daughter, Irene, and his son, Evan. It's the whole thing about hotels and operating a hospitality business, it's a family thing. And it's about caring about people. And I can tell you from getting to know George, there is nobody around this area that cares more about the people that come to this hotel, the people in this area, than George Liascos and his lovely wife. So we are just thrilled to be a part of this family. And George is now a part of our family, and I know he's a part of your family, and we want him to be a part of all the many families that come into this area for years and years to come. Thank you so much for being here. We love you all, and we love George and Kathy. And you're making me cry. Thank you all.
Thank you, Gary. George is standing there saying, come on, it's my turn. Not quite yet, George. First of all, I have to bring out the general manager of the property, Monica Wojcik.
At first, I want to thank very much Coakley and Williams for hiring me, because you guys put me together with this lovely man and his family.
That's not what you said inside.
I had to deal with George for over a year, and I know that he has a big heart, and he definitely, it is an American dream, and he is something that I'm looking into, because I come into this country without of anything, and this is the steps I want to follow. I want to thank my team that is inside working hard. They made this project happen as well. For cleaning floors and welcoming every single and one of you to this hotel. And we hope we're going to make each and one of you proud. I want to thank Beth Tyler, our VP of Sales. She's definitely helping us a lot. And, she made this project happen as well. I want to thank Irene. I want to thank Santa Candia, my executive housekeeper. She's hiding inside. She's the sweetheart. And, everyone loves her name. Who doesn't love Santa? And thank you very much. And I don't know who you have next, Michael. And thank you very much for having me working for you guys, for Coakley Williams.
We now move on to the meat of the speaking agenda here. And I'd like to introduce a very special person. He's an entrepreneur, a risk taker, a ground beater, an unlikely politician, a finagler, a silver-tongued devil, father and husband, and a very good friend. George. It's only 12 pages. Be kind. I'll hold it for you, George. Go ahead.
They took my glasses away. It won't work.
They handed him the speech and took his glasses. Good. Whoever did that. Go ahead, George. Good.
I am not good. I'm not good in public speaking, but I'll do the best I can.
Just let me hold the mic.
I want to say thank you all for coming to that special day. I can't believe that the time is here and the grand opening is happening. I never thought the day will come that a dream becomes a reality. My father was a chef, and his dream was to send me to a hotel management school. Well, I was struggling through the 8th grade, so I decided to go on to the workforce. And so happens that I work with him. He made my life difficult during the time I worked with him, because he wanted me to quit and go back to school. Well, I didn't know what quitting was, and I stuck with it. When I came to this country, I decided to go to hotel management school. And I went to the community college. They told me they love to have me there as long as I go learn English first. Then I got married Then I got the opportunity with Pete Zagarakis, my first partner at the Cortland Colonial, to go in the business and the dream of going to hotel management school on the wait side. But the dream always stayed. Getting here, it was a very difficult process. They said that Rome was not built in a day. Well, let me tell you something. Neither was this hotel. I followed the dream for a long time, and I thought about it. And in 1997, while I was laying in bed, I convinced myself to commit to myself to go build a hotel. So I remember just if it happened this morning, I go out in the kitchen, and my wife usually used to bring me coffee in bed. So that morning I come out without asking for coffee, with a smile in my face. And she says to me, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And so I said, "I'm going to build a hotel." And she goes, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh." It took a long time, about 17 years, but I proved her wrong. I didn't get here alone. There were many people helping me and cheering me on. It was a very difficult process. And as I'm looking here, I'm looking for the guy that took me off the banana boat, George Psaromatis. When he saw me coming out of the boat and says, "Come here, George, stay in America with me." I never anticipated how difficult it will be. There was many difficult roads. But I didn't want to quit, so failing was not an option. In 1980s, a fortune cookie paper won on my refrigerator. And my wife says, "Read this." I didn't need glasses back then, so I read it, and it says, "The road to success is always under construction." How truth it is. I finished this, my son signed me up to remodel the banquet room. There are many good things that happened over the years. I gained a daughter-in-law, a son-in-law, and 3 grandchildren. A hug at the end of the day kept me going. And many times they were brought to the site to visit me because when I got home, they had the bad habit of going to sleep early. So Kathy did the tour. She always bring the kids to me. I'd like to thank all the friends and colleagues for your support and encouragement. Without you, I wouldn't be here. It was a very difficult process. And many of you, and if I start mentioning names, we're going to be here until the winter. Many of you support me, and I want to thank you for it. Some things is in memory, and I remember 2008, I was sitting in the back, and there was a concrete truck backing up into the basement to do the footings, and my phone rang. So I answered the phone, and the person on the other side says, "Hello, George, how are you?" I said, "Good. Are we ready?" He said, "I got bad news for you." He says, "The bank is not going to do your loan. They are pulling out." So that was the very same day that I was pouring concrete. But failing was not an option. I plowed through, and I say it's going to happen. Hell, I didn't know it was going to be that difficult. But I stuck with it. And when I ran out of money, I took a full-time job looking for money until 2012. Until a small bank from Rhode Island, Home Loan Bank, a small bank from Florida, Mercantile Capital, the city of Peekskill, and the SBA teamed up, and we make this thing happen. And in September 2012, the loan was closed. You're talking about an excitement. being here, talking and cutting the ribbon, doesn't have a bit of excitement as he had when I did the closing, regardless that my hand was sore from signing papers. I also like to thank my partners. Most of them are not here. They are on vacation. You see how much money they're making already? Carl, Greg, John, and Tony, without their help on the final stages, I may have not make it. When the going got tough, they were there for me, and I want them to know I appreciate the help, the support, and the friendship, and believing in me and the project. The day we opened was April 17. It's a very special day. 490 years ago, in 1524, the New York harbor was discovered by Giovanni Verrazzano. 50 years ago, in 1964, the Ford Motor Company came out with a very successful model, the Mustang. And in April 17, 2014, the city of Peekskill opened the first Holiday Inn. I was given a time, and the evil eyes are on me already to hurry up. In closing, I like to say this. For those who support me, thank you. You know the struggle, you are supporting me, you saw it all. For those who doubt me, be happy. It's done. I did it. I deliver. And for those who challenge me, time to pay your bets. I love you all.
One other second. Uh-oh, here we come. I'd like to recognize two other persons. What a cutie. The Economic Development, Jim Pinto, and City Manager Anthony Ruggiero, if you're here. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have food, beverage, and door prizes that will be raffling off a little bit later. Make sure you get your cards filled out as you go around and tour the property. As you go around and tour the property, get the cards filled out. Some of the guests or the characters from The Wizard of Oz will be wandering around, heading up to the rooms again as well. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and call up the mayor. Come on up here. Kathy. George, Irene, Gary. There you go. All right, photo time. Get up here, wait a minute. All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy yourself. We'll get together probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock for the door prizes. After that.